We got something to say back here in studio. Will Middlebrooks and Lewis Brinson. And look, the Blue Jays put the ball in play, and they make you make mistakes. And if you make the mistakes, they're going to capitalize, Will. And that's what happened early on in this game.
The Blue Jays had 6 strikeouts. Mariners had 13. Coming into this game, the Blue Jays had about half as many strikeouts as the Mariners did in this series. They made 3 errors.
Yeah.
Season high.
Critical.
They were the 3rd best based off of errors in the American League this season. They play good defense. Not tonight. They're tight. It's a big game. They're on the road. It's loud. It's crazy. They didn't control Vladdy Jr. at all. He left the building. They did just about everything they could do wrong tonight. They did it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big game for both teams, right? You said for Seattle, this is pretty much the game 7 for them. You want to win this game, but Toronto just came out with the bats, right? I mean, they put the pressure on. Talk about the 3 errors there in the second inning, but it goes to show that the Blue Jays can beat you in so many different ways with so many different weapons. Ernie Clement tonight, I mean, they pitched around him in late in the game there, and then obviously Vlad had to get his lick and get his homer. But, I mean, just a huge offensive onslaught again by the Blue Jays, and again taking advantage of other teams' mistakes, which they've done all year and why they're here.
Yeah, I'd say that's just who they are.
Yeah.
And right, you look at Springer. I'm looking at the lineup right now: Guerrero, Kirk, Varsho. But then it's like Clement, Barger, even Jimenez has hit some big homers.
Yep.
But the second half of the lineup has been a problem. And when you're doing that and you're lengthening the lineup, you can't take a deep breath as an opposing staff. It gets real tough to beat them.
It's real tough to beat these guys.
Seattle was one of the better fielding teams in all of baseball this season. They commit a season-high 3 errors. The last one, Cal Raleigh throwing the ball away. We saw Vladdy stomp on home plate to make it 6-2. Really a big statement for Toronto, who also made a big statement, the rookie Trey Savage. His 6th major league start. He's 22 years old. And, Will, he was virtually unhittable. The Mariners went 1 for 10 on his splitter, 5 of the strikeouts. And that splitter was sort of living on the edge.
It was. He was throwing it in the zone a ton, which in his previous start in Game 2, they didn't swing at it a lot because he threw it uncompetitively. It was out of the zone. It wasn't starting in the zone and then out. It was uncompetitive, and it just wasn't getting swings. Today he was throwing not only the splitter, but the slider, the fastball. He was getting ahead of guys. He was getting himself into 2-strike counts where he could then throw it out of the zone. But you see right here, these are all the splits. I mean, lefties have always had trouble with them because it's moving away. But he's throwing it to righties as well. It looks like a fastball of the hand. It looks like it's going to be up in the zone. You see the downward movement on this pitch, and he has such a high release point. It looks exactly like the fastball out of the hand. These are some of the best hitters in baseball, and Cal Raleigh, and he made them look silly.
Yeah, and I go back to the righties. He really neutralized the righties with that slider. He had 64% slider to the right-handers. But I go back to the defense. Their defense, 3 innings in a row, you end with huge double plays. 2 innings are bases loaded. Double plays that end the inning. You change everything. And when you're pitching that great, you have your stuff that you have. And Trey Savage, huge game by him, huge bounce back game for him. You see it right here. I mean, these are huge, and you see him look back at his defense like, you guys are it. You guys are my man, and you guys are taking care of me out here. And you can go out there and pitch with so much more confidence. And you saw it, him going out there, and John Schneider having the confidence in him. You heard John Schneider say it, man. I don't think there's anything this guy can't do. And this big stage right here, he showed everybody that he's up for the challenge with that poise on the mound.
What's crazy is just Savage he hadn't induced a double play in any of his other outings in his
That's
career.
crazy.
And that was a handful. It was like 6 or 7 starts, right? Yeah. But he's such a fly ball pitcher with the fastball split combination. It gets a lot of fly balls. Today, the ground ball was his friend.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the ground ball with the bases loaded that he induced on Cal Raleigh, that was a missed opportunity because that splitter was right there.
Yeah, bases juice. Cal Raleigh's going up there looking for that pitch. We're in there watching the game going, you have to be looking splitter. It's his best pitch. This is a big spot in the game. You throw your best pitch. Cal Raleigh knows that. He's a catcher. He's the one, I was going to say putting fingers down, but pushing buttons nowadays. He's up there looking for that pitch. Savage made a mistake. He was trying to go away with it, yanked it middle in. It was a perfect pitch for Cal Raleigh to hit out of here, and he rolled it over.
And again, we talked about before the game, Cal Raleigh's the key, right? You got to neutralize their big star, and in that situation, I mean, again, we talked about Cal Raleigh. He's definitely sitting on that splitter.
Neutralized,
right
they
there.
did. He was
Yeah.
0 for 4.
Yeah, he had a bad day at the office, 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. And both of you, I'll remind you, pregame keys for Toronto. Will said, control Cal Raleigh, 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. Keep Seattle in the ballpark, only gave up 1 home run. Lewis said, get to Logan Gilbert, get his pitch count up. He went 4 innings, gave up 5 runs, 4 earned, 75 pitches. It's like you guys know baseball. I mean, you already
Hakeem, this is not a hobby.
predetermined
It's not a hobby.
what the key was for Toronto, and it was as if John Schneider was listening to what you guys said.
Yeah, and we didn't even get to all the keys. I had some extra ones in here, and I showed you in all caps, said, keep playing good defense.
Yep.
And that was a big key to them losing this game tonight. Was the fact that
Absolutely.
they couldn't catch the baseball.
Yeah, and I mean, defense on both sides is huge, but that first one by Julio Rodriguez, just taking your eye off the ball, me being center fielder, I know how that feels. I've been in that situation, but again, you talk about these situations are huge. Any ball in play, yeah, it's the beginning of the game, but any ball in play, you know is big, and probably you're going to try to take the extra base, especially a ball in the gap. Right there. But, I mean, again, as a center fielder, you can't take your eye off the ball. But, I mean, again, man, it's just the Blue Jays not striking out and putting the ball in play that caused the Mariners to, fumble the ball on defense.
Can't give extra bases. That did that. Can't give extra outs. You just can't. You give extra outs to an offense like Toronto, they're going to make you hurt. They're going to make it hurt.
They finally woke up this
They're going to
crowd,
kill
too.
you.
And we thought that Logan Gilbert would be better with the extra day of rest, 1.56 ERA with extra rest this season.
Yep.
Lewis, he was ineffective. I was surprised by that. He looked as if he didn't have the life in some of his pitches that he normally does.
Yeah, and he looked like he was he looked like he was scattering around the zone. He looked like early on in the game he was throwing strikes, he was filling up the strike zone, but it looked like he was trying to avoid hard contact. These Blue Jay hitters, I mean, it was 101. I think Vladdy's home run was 116. A lot of 195, 96 mile exit velocity off these hitters. He was leaving stuff middle, and I talked about his outing in game 2, a lot, again, short rest, but a lot of his stuff didn't look like it was as sharp. A lot of the splitters were up. A lot of the sliders were cement mixers. A lot of the fastballs didn't. He had a little giddy up on that fastball. He had 98, 99 in the tank tonight. But also today, it kind of looked like when it was in the zone, it wasn't as effective. And again, it was just a spinning slider, and that splitter wasn't as effective as it usually is.
He liked strike 1 too, right? There's a big difference in batting average. You start looking at hitters in 0-1 or 1-0 counts.
Right.
You get that first strike, you start to get a little more defensive. You get to 2 strikes, very defensive, obviously. But when you're 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, you're on attack mode, and that offense doesn't need much help being in attack mode.
Yeah.
But when you're ahead in the count, you're more comfortable.
Yeah.
So we turn the page to a Game 7, the 2 best words in sports. It will be a rematch from earlier in this series, Game 3. Shane Bieber, George Kirby. Bieber shoved in that game, 6 innings, 2 runs, 8 strikeouts, coming off of Tommy John. Kirby got rocked, 4 innings, 8 runs. This is it here. I mean, this is a Game 7. It doesn't get any better than this in this situation. Of course, a Game 7 a World Series, but this is to get to the World Series. The Mariners remain 1 win away from their first ever Fall Classic. Blue Jays trying to get back there for the first time since 1993. This moment is huge, Will. What will it be like for these guys playing in this game?
Oh, well, you're going to lose a little sleep. Yeah. Tonight, you're going to be rolling around, staring at the ceiling, thinking about this. Not only nerves, but excited. But the managers, too.
Yeah.
Right? Every decision you make is going to be scrutinized, whether it's good or bad.
And don't forget that Jeff Hoffman threw 35 pitches here in Game 6.
Season high in Game 6 when you have the biggest game of the year next year, or tomorrow. So there's going to be a lot of pitching changes. Yeah. Unless George Kirby or Bieber, if those are the guys they end up going with, are lights out. Yep. It's going to be a quick hook. They're going to play those pockets and matchups early in this game. We're talking 4th inning. It's going to be matchup central.
Yeah, but also you have Mr. Crazy in Max Scherzer, man. I mean, he's going to be itching at the bit. You see, he's probably going to be heading to the bullpen. You got him. You got all your start. Really, everybody
and Bassett,
and Bassett as well. You got everybody on deck, all hands on deck for Game 7. It's a lot of pressure. Again, a lot of these guys ain't gonna get much sleep tonight.
Same with Seattle, right? They got Woo.
Castillo.
Yeah,
Yep,
they got
will be
Woo as
ready to
well.
go.
Everybody will be available for this game. It's going to be
fun.
nerve-wracking. It's going to be fun. Going to be a lot of offense. And you know, again, it's Game 7, man. To go to the World Series, man, nothing like it.
It feels like if the Mariners are to get this done, this was the path for them. They had to play in a Game 5 winner-take-all to get here in the ALDS that went 15 innings, and now they got to play in another winner-take-all in a Game 7 against the Blue Jays. Like, it's not going to be easy to get to your first World Series. You have to go through the gauntlet, and you have to go through Rogers Center, one of the best home teams in all of baseball this season, to get to the World Series. Man, Seattle chasing their first ever appearance in the Fall Classic. They are oh so close. One win away. And look, the Mariners in winner-take-all games are a perfect 3-0. Not a huge sample size, and one of those wins coming in this postseason against the Tigers, so they will rely on that emotion. They will rely on that experience here in a Game 7, first pitch set for just after 8 p.m. Eastern back in Toronto.